Hi there, and welcome to the cult. This is a special spooky season edition of a semi-ongoing series that's starting now, and it'll come up every once in a while. It's not going to be like a weekly thing or a monthly thing, just when I think it's needed. But for the spooky season, I thought today we'd talk about the other Halloween 2. I know everyone knows about the Scream Factory Halloween set, this incredible, beautiful beast that I've got here in front of me, and its version of Halloween 2. The Blu-ray, it's packed, it's loaded full of stuff, and obviously before that, the Scream Factory regular edition was the very first Scream Factory that came out, was Halloween 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. Now, eventually, Halloween 2 would get a 4K release. But the Halloween 2 that we're talking about tonight is a different Halloween 2. In 2011, on the 30th anniversary of Halloween 2, came a special Blu-ray edition. But here's the thing. It didn't just come. It came with built-in controversy. What am I talking about? Well, if you're a Halloween fan, you may know this, or you may have seen it and talked about it before, but I thought we'd look at this version of Halloween 2. Now, I do love this edition. It's really cool. It was the first Halloween 2 Blu-ray, obviously, that I ever had, and Halloween 2 is a favorite in the franchise. As much as I bemoan the whole, like, Laurie being Michael's sister thing, it works. It works for this here, and it works when you go with 4, 5, and 6, and I do love Part 4. It's one of my favorites. And this might be my favorite sequel. Now, is this my favorite version of this? No, I want features, and this does have an interesting feature, but there's something missing in this one right here. So as you can see, it's pretty bare bones. It's an early Blu-ray, 2011. But see, when this movie came out, when you saw this movie here in the theater, it said, Mustafa Akkad presents Halloween 2. Now, at least the initial edition of this didn't have that. In fact, it had Universal and MCA Company Presents, a totally different opening credit. I know that may not seem like a lot to some people, but trust me, back in 2011, this blew up. This really, really made people angry. It was sad, it was unusual, and Mustafa Akkad had passed away. This seemed like, literally kicking somebody when they're really down. Now, the good things about this one, it's actually a pretty decent transfer for Halloween 2, not a bad transfer at all. And it has the R-rated, theatrical edition of a movie that will later get a Scream Factory on its own. And that's Tearing the Aisles. Tearing the Aisles is a really cool documentary. By the way, as for the controversy, they would address it later on, and they would change it, switch it out to what the Mustafa Akkad presents. But there's still a whole bunch of them out there with the original, not the original, the changed opening credits, and it caused a lot of issues. Yeah, so Terry Niles is on here as well, and it's a really, really cool little documentary. What it is, it's a clip movie of different films. And if you've never seen it, it runs around 82 minutes long. Now, there is a longer edition of this, like that was done for TV. That's included as a bonus features, and I think it's a standard version on the Tear in the Aisle Blu-ray from Scream Factory, which I think is out of print right now. So if you are able to grab this, you'll get the version of Tear in the Aisle that came to the theater that I saw when I was younger. It's really neat because we get like Donald Pleasance and Nancy Allen, and they're talking about they're talking about all these different films. There's some really cool clips in there, including one from Vice Squad. Like I I kid you not, from the movie Vice Squad. I actually went to look up Terror in the Aisle to see if it was still available from Scream Factory, and in fact, it has. Unfortunately, looks like it has. Looks like it has gone out of print. But this was loaded with a whole bunch of features, and Donald Pleasance does such a good, fun, kind of hammy job with Terror in the Aisle. He has that Donald, that Donald Pleasance thing. If anybody else did it the way Donald Pleasance does it, it wouldn't work. It would seem too ham. It's like Anthony Hopkins, right? Anthony Hopkins can act in a certain specific way that he can get away with, but nobody else can. And Donald Pleasance is the same way. And not only is you get a great copy of Halloween 2, you get a great extra bonus feature with Terror in the Aisle. Now, you would have to wait a few years later to get a Halloween 2 that has a lot of bonus features when Scream Factory came about. But for a while, this created a lot of interest, a lot of controversy, and a whole lot of chatter in the movie community. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that Blu-ray came out in 2011, the same year that my channel started, 14 years ago. But for the very first edition of The Other, so that we don't end at a 6 minutes, I got a little bonus for you. So hopefully you'll like this. With the release of the brand new Curse of Frankenstein mega set, whether you got it from Hammer Films with the 6-disc edition, or you picked up the 5-disc edition from Warner Archives, Curse of Frankenstein came out with a brand new cool 6 edition. And was it needed? Yes, in fact it was. And I could show you the other Curse of Frankenstein that probably a lot of you, like me, had in your collection before the new one came out. So this was the Studio Canal? Lionsgate. Yeah, Lionsgate, the Icon edition of Curse of Frankenstein. The Icon editions are loaded with features, but if you've seen any of the reviews for the new Curse of Frankenstein, like limited edition set that's out there, yeah, it's a massive upgrade in picture quality, sound, pretty much across the board. This, however, was fun in some ways because I got to see the four-sided triangle on here as a bonus, along with the Tales of Frankenstein, which is one of the bonus features that you'll get on the if you bought the Hammer Films John Gore edition of the Curse of Frankenstein Special Edition. It had a bunch of special features on here, and it has a booklet, sort of, on the DVD. I remember looking inside and looking for the booklet. It's like, I don't see a booklet in here, but it was actually on the DVD itself. But it did have some nice stuff here. We got like a 1:37, which is the aspect ratio that you want to watch Curse of Frankenstein, by the way. That's what it was shot in. We also got the alternate 1:66 aspect ratio, but you lose a bit of stuff with that one. New auto commentary at the time was with Marcus Hearn and Jonathan Rigby, and that was decent enough. And the second disc had a whole bunch of special features. The Making of Hammer Classic, Like with Sir, was a Cushing documentary. Four-sided triangle, Tales of Frankenstein, World of Hammer, The Curse of Frankenstein, a still show and a on-disc booklet that was on the DVD only. The artwork here is actually pretty decent, if a bit patched together, kind of looks like something I would put together on Canva, to be honest with you. But it's for its day, it was the big edition. You got it on Blu-ray with 2 DVDs, and it's definitely a good edition to have, and I'll be holding on to it. I recently received my Curse of Frankenstein. It's in London right now, so I'll be getting that in probably early December. But it's nice to look back at the previous older release, and it's a good release, and it was good for its time, and I still think it's a decent release. But when you look at the new transfer, the remaster, there's a definitive upgrade with the new Curse of Frankenstein, at least in my opinion. Maybe you'll think differently. At the end of these others, I always want to give a movie recommendation suggestion, and I want to do one for Halloween season, but I want to do something different, something that you wouldn't think about. So I'm picking 2 Clint Eastwood films. from the American Icon collection, which is an inexpensive collection actually to pick up. It's a 3-disc set. And the ones I'm going to choose, the ones that I'm picking for you guys for spooky season, and I think they fit, is Play Misty for me, a thriller with Jessica Walters that I really, really enjoyed. Donna Mills, early Rolf Donna Mills as well. And the kind of the psychological thriller that is The Beguiled, a very, very dark film and way, way, way ahead of its time with an incredible cast. J. Lee Cobb's in this as well. God, so many people in this one. Is it J. Lee Cobb? No, J. Lee Cobb's not in this one. He's Coogan's Bluff, I think. Geraldine Page is in this. Yeah, it's almost like Melody Thomas is in this. Peggy Dreyer's in this as well. It's a fantastic film. Play Misty for me is Clint Eastwood as a radio DJ who has this girl that calls into his request line, and he long before Fatal Attraction, he kind of has like he has a night with her, and she becomes obsessed. In The Beguiled, he plays a soldier that's wounded and brought into this like all-girls school where he starts to seduce some of the ladies there, and he's a bit of a rogue. And yeah, it does not go well. So there you go. That's my suggestions. Thank you for watching the very first episode of The Other, where we looked at The Other, Halloween 2, The Other, earlier, The Curse of Frankenstein, and with the recommendations for the horror season from the Clint Eastwood American Icon Collection. Who would have thought we would have chosen our horror selections from there? Thanks for watching. My name is Aaron. This has been The Cult, and I will see you next time.
Oh, God. Subscription sloth here. Just want to remind you that I know in the summertime especially it can be super warm and lazy. But if you're liking this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go that step further and join the Patreon, there's a link for that down below. You can super sticker, super chat, or donate. But above all, just lie back and enjoy the video, because that's what I'm going to do.